excited to be coming to you fashionably. I would say fashionably because y'all know I'm in my pajamas and my t-shirt. Coming to you late today. Please shut the door. I did, but I don't need you anymore. Thank you. Shut the door. It is summer. Where are my moms at with the kids at home? Well, some of y'all have kids at home all the time. You homeschool moms, bless your life. All right. So let me know in the comments that you're here, that you're watching. Give me a heads up. This is a topic we're going to be talking about today that was requested by you guys. So as you know, the last several Sundays, I have put in the group like, hey, what is something that you're struggling with? What is something you wanted to learn more about? And this was a topic that a lot of people wanted to know about, right? Attracting the right audience for your business. So I'm going to give you some actionable steps today. Some of them you may have heard of before. Some of them you may have never heard before. So either way, it's a good refresh. It's always good for us to just keep working on our brand, right? Keep working on our business. So if you have a certain problem with your audience or you're struggling with something, drop it in the comments. We can chat about it towards the end of the video. Going to try to keep today around 20 minutes. If so, y'all know I have the gift of gab, so I can talk forever, ever, because I do have a live on my personal page after this. So anyone that watches, if you're interested in the Master Resale Rights course that I launched on Monday, I'm going to go live and answer some questions on that on my personal page after this video. So let's dive right in. Okay. So the first thing, we really want to talk about growing your online presence and connecting with the right people. And if that's you, that's what today's all about, right? If you're struggling with that, maybe you're not attracting anyone, right? Maybe your content's not getting that engagement. Maybe you're attracting the wrong people and your comment section or your DMs are full of a bunch of, sorry, I know I have some men in here, but there are some men out there that are all over the place and just making comments on stories and stuff that are just totally inappropriate. I'm sure women do too, not gender bias there. I'm sure women make inappropriate comments as well, but you know what I'm saying? If you got them people in your DMs and you're like, why are you here? Right? Or this is where some of you fall into place because I've had these conversations with you guys. Maybe you're launching your coaching business or you are in network marketing, right? You're growing your team, but you're getting a lot of people that are like, I don't have the money to do this. You're attracting people that aren't ready to purchase from you, or they're not ready to, invest in their business. And so you're having a bunch of objections, price objections. Maybe you're having a bunch of objections for people who don't have the time to do it, right? So these are all different things that you have. Maybe you have great engagement, but it's not the right engagement. A lot of you, I'm going to throw myself out on the platter here for you guys, but a lot of you have been in my DMs and you've been like, well, I don't have 30-something thousand followers like you. Guys, if every one of those 30,000 followers was buying, I wouldn't be in here. I wouldn't have to even be doing lives, right? So just know that your audience size does not always mean it's the right audience. I had a couple videos that went viral and it grew my audience and it blew it up. And I'm thankful for that. It's one way that I met a lot of you, but that's not exactly what we need as far as like our audience, right? For our offers. So the first thing I want you to understand is you have to understand who is your audience, right? Who is your ideal audience? Who is your ideal avatar? If you've done any kind of social media marketing coaching, you've worked on this, or you should have worked on this. Maybe you had an avatar and it's pivoted. The avatar that I built for my business, and by avatar, I just mean like if I laid down and sat on paper and said, this is exactly who I want to work with. Maybe a year ago, actually, I have it somewhere. I looked at it the other day, but I had written down, I even gave her a name. It's changed so many times. That's the crazy piece. Look, a year ago, I wanted to work with Destiny. Destiny was 27 to 35 years old, mother of around 2 kids, could understand and empathize with my, multiples here, working a 9-to-5 job, but needed extra income still. She wanted to lose weight. She wasn't confident in herself. She didn't feel sexy around her spouse, maybe. She needed a vacation and didn't have any money to take the vacation, hence the reason she needed more money, right? She had an average income of about $50,000. And if you live anywhere in the US, that doesn't get you very far with 3 kids. We all know. She puts herself last. So her cup's always half empty. She's not motivated. She has no energy to do anything above and beyond or extra. She scrolls social media with FOMO. constantly living vicariously through other people. Like I wrote it down. Like you can't see it with the blur, but I wrote it down. Her name was Destiny. I also had Karen. So I actually created two because one was an avatar for my network marketing company. Because a lot of people that start in the coaching space, maybe they got started in network marketing, right? It's a lot less expensive to get going that business. So I created my avatar here for my network marketing company. And then I had Karen. I don't know, yeah, everybody knows the Karen. I love Karen. And this was going to be more of who would work with me for coaching. So it would be Destiny, maybe 5 years later after she's seen a little success and ready to have something else in her life. Are you that specific with who you want to work with? Do you know that person? I'm going to tell you, this was a year ago. These people are completely different now. They have changed. My avatar has changed, but so have my offers, right? When I first got started, I was more into social media management, and I have pivoted more into coaching and consulting. I still do social media management, but it's more for a large scale business versus that solopreneur. So are you that specific? And the reason you need to be that specific, who are they? What are their interests? Where do they spend their time online, right? This is going to guide you into your content creation and your engagement strategy. That's why you need to know. If you have a Destiny, right? And Destiny is, she wants to lose weight, but you're hanging out in a group of women, a group on Facebook that's all about, maybe skinny people. I don't know, whatever the complete opposite would be. Then you're not going to find people in that group that want to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments if this is flowing with you, but you need to know that person because you need to create content around that avatar. Your content should not be around you all the time, right? And we talked about this, I think a week or so ago. But when you're creating content, of course, we want to showcase your achievements, your credibility, your family, all of those things. But 80% of your content should be speaking to your client. Okay. So that's how you're going to use that to create that content. And if you don't know your avatar, you really need to lay it down on paper. And I'm going to give you a couple ninja tips for that. So just start jotting down. Like a lot of times it will be, what is your offer, right? So what do you do? So yesterday I worked with someone that is in network marketing, and they focus on helping women, get healthy in their, without spending 5 hours a day in the gym. Okay. So maybe when I'm creating my avatar, I would write that down. She wants to have healthy habits, doesn't have a lot of time. So then when I'm and she doesn't have a lot of time to go to the gym. So when I'm creating content, I'm going to come up with things that are time savers, right? I'm going to create content that says, here's a meal prep for you that you can do in 5 minutes on Sunday. Or here is a way to burn 50 calories in 5 minutes or whatever. Like you're going to think about, okay, I know my girl doesn't have a lot of time, so I've got to come up with time-saving tips. So that moves into the second thing, crafting that compelling content. So now that you know who your ideal audience is, you know who your avatar is. If you don't, you need to work on it. You could literally Google, I could probably create one for you guys in a matter of minutes, but you could Google like ideal avatar worksheet and probably find a worksheet that would just help you. But you want to know their age, their desires, their goals, their struggles, their pain points, all of that. Okay. So now that you know, you want to create that high quality, engaging content that's key to attracting your audience. Consider those pain points, those aspirations, those interests, and tailor your content to address those effectively. So now I'll speak to my avatar now with like my Social Success Academy. I work more with women who have already started their business. They already got a business going, but they're not seeing that success on social media they want to see. They're still uncertain about their content. They're still uncertain about that. So when I do my content, I am going to speak to someone who already is a business owner. So yeah, you're going to have people on my feed or on my friends list or that are following me that are like, I don't have a business, and they're going to keep scrolling, and that's okay. But I am speaking to my ideal client. My ideal client is going to be someone who already has a business. They haven't hit 6 figures yet. They really are ready to level up. They're ready to put in all the work. That I'm going to speak more to that person. And maybe they don't have a high budget, which is why I created the Social Success Academy. But prior to having the academy, I did one-on-one coaching. and it was $5,000 minimum for, a certain amount of sessions. And I very quickly listened to my audience, and a lot of them wanted to work with me, but didn't have $5,000 yet. They're just getting started. They're not seeing that success yet. So I said, okay, I listened to my audience and I said, I got to create something for them. And that's why I launched group coaching. So that is something, your content needs to do several things. One, it needs to be raw, relevant, relatable. Okay. So the 3 R's, and real. I'll call real and raw are a lot of the same things, but you just got to be vulnerable. But 2, it also needs to be engaging. So it needs to allow them to respond to it and engage with it, not only for your algorithm, because who really cares about the algorithm, guys? I mean, I've got a multiple 6-figure business and my TikToks are getting 200 views right now. So whatever, like if it speaks to one person, that's the person it was supposed to speak to. So stop looking at follows and comments and all the things. Okay. Algorithms are going to change. You can't do anything about it. So don't let it stress you out, but it needs to be engaging so that they can comment on it and tell you what they want. Because the best marketer, the best business owner is going to be someone that creates something that their audience asked for. I'll give you a perfect example. So I was looking at my numbers for my group yesterday in my metrics. If you have a Facebook group, you didn't know that, you can actually see how many people it's growing by and all the things. This group is where I put my energy at, right? I go live in this group 3 times a week minimum. I love you guys. I would go live here every day if I I will start going live every day. I don't mind doing that. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love screen sharing. It's my gift. But what I realized from the metrics was that you guys love ChatGPT. I had a personal goal. I wanted to get this group growing I wanted to hit 1,000 people in this group by the end of the month, because I feel like not only does that allow me to continue to grow and help more people, but it allows you guys to network with more people, and networking and proximity is how you grow a business, period. Okay. But that was my goal. So I went back and looked at my metrics and I said, when was the last time my group really grew? The last 2 times I taught on ChatGPT, it grew by 20 to 30 people a day. So what did I launch yesterday? A new lead magnet, 300 prompts for ChatGPT. I listened to my audience. I went back and I saw, this is what you guys want to learn. This is what you're super interested in. This is what you want to know about. And I'm going to give it to you. So yesterday I sat down and I made 300 prompts for ChatGPT. And I started working on a masterclass for ChatGPT. If that's what my audience wants to learn, that's what we're going to talk about. That's a marketer. Okay. That's what you've got to do. You got to create content that they can engage with. And an example of content for that was I posted on my feed yesterday. I had 300 prompts for ChatGPT. Who wants it? I don't even know how many comments it's at right now, but it was, here, I'll tell you. It was one of the most engaging pieces of content I've had in a while. Over 160 comments right now. And half of that is me replying to people. So let's say 80 comments. When's the last time you had a post that had 80 comments? That's what you got to do. You got to see what people want, right? I have had so many people in my inbox that want to create a course. They want to sell a course. They want a passive income stream, but they don't know how. So what did I do? I went and found Master Resale Rates course, and I've been teaching on that the last week. So you got to really create that content that's compelling, speaks to them, but it also allows them to tell you what they want. Okay. All right. Number 3 is leveraging your social media channels properly. So I always I have a lot of clients that will ask me should I be on all the places? Should I be on all the things? And I even with my own business coach, because I have a business coach, and I'll tell you, never hire a coach that doesn't have a coach. But I was sitting down yesterday. I wrote, it's on one of my legal pads over here, and I'm like, all right, my YouTube's not performing the way I want it to. My Pinterest isn't doing what I want it to do. My podcast numbers aren't where I want them to be. And she said, pick one. Pick one. Focus on the one thing. Get it going. And then go to the next. And I know that. I teach that constantly. but I needed to hear it too. So when it comes to social media, pick a main platform. So Facebook's my main platform because my group's on Facebook and my group's where I put all of my value at. Okay. And then we cross-reference stuff on Instagram. So, my second platform of choice is TikTok. So I'm on TikTok. I engage on TikTok. I'm on TikTok all the time. And then we just kind of repost whatever went on TikTok to Instagram. That's just how we do it. Okay. So I'm not recreating the wheel. Now you're going to start seeing me in the next month or two. Well, it's starting now, but I'm giving myself a 90-day, timeline. I'm going to start growing my YouTube channel. So I really want to start focusing on that. So pick one platform, because a lot of you are in my inbox and you're like, oh my God, there's so many different things. I don't know how to use Twitter. Okay. I don't use Twitter. Like, I don't have time for Twitter. Like, pick one. Okay. But what you need to understand is you need to pick the one where your group is hanging out at, where your people are hanging out at. Right. So if you are into beauty products, I can tell you Instagram is huge for beauty products. Okay. So I would probably hang out on Instagram, health and wellness too, but it really just depends also on age. Okay. So, not to say that, 75-year-olds don't have Instagram. My grandma does, but if your avatar is 50 to 75, they're probably more likely on Facebook. Not to say they're not on Instagram, but you just got to look at those numbers. Okay. You got to look at that. So hang out where your people are, not necessarily what you want the most, but what your avatar wants the most from you. Okay. Number 4 is going to be engaging and building relationships. So a lot of people will post and pray. Okay. How many of you are scrolling TikTok at night? Okay. Till 2 a.m. Sometimes when I could stay up that late. It's not very often, and you don't comment on anything. You watch it, you might watch it again, and you watch it again, and you watch it again. But do you comment? Do you like it? Are you engaging with it? Right? So you have to engage in the same way that you want people to engage with you. And that's going to tell the platform and the algorithm, which I don't teach a lot on algorithms because, like I said, you can't do nothing about it. But you've got to engage to get engagement back. So really focus on, when you're engaging on content, asking questions. If you've got someone you have been talking to about joining your business, your network marketing company, or maybe a potential coaching client, if you're a VA, a potential client, and you're engaging on their stuff, ask questions on it. So it forces them to respond. Not just like, oh my God, I love this, right? You could say, I love this. Tell me more. I love this. I'd love to chat about this, like whatever it might be, that's going to depend upon the content, but asking questions is going to force them to respond to you. That's creating that dialogue, that conversation. Okay. And the same thing with DMs. You can't be afraid of direct messaging people. If you've got something to offer, you've got to be willing to talk about it. Right. So if you post something about your offer, and people are commenting, you've got to go in the DM and create the conversation. So you got to engage with it. Okay. And some other things too, consider hosting Q&A sessions. This is something I did for a while when I first got in, was I would just jump on live and be like, hey, I'm here to answer questions about XYZ. And maybe I sat on live and I just jabbered and jabbered for 20 minutes while no one commented. Sometimes it happened. But I would offer Q&A session or polls, or in your feed, in your stories, use polls. So you just got to create that opportunity for people to engage. If you're creating content and there's no call to action, they're not going to engage. People have to be told what to do. They just do. Okay. And then number 5 is analyzing and optimizing. Okay, so I want to share my screen really quick and show you something. If you're not already in professional mode, let me share my screen. If you're not already in professional mode, you would have to put your Facebook account in professional mode to do this, okay? But this professional dashboard here gives me good analytics. So it shows you your post reach, your engagement, your new followers. So let's click see more insights. You can use these insights to help you what's working, what's not working. Let's see. Reactions, comments, shares, photos, links. So I actually have my team track this monthly. You could track it, okay? I have my team track this monthly so that I can go back and see what's working, what's not working. And of course, some of it is going to be things you can't control. Right now, it's the summertime. People might not be on social media quite as much. They're out and about in the sun. Depends on where you live. But this is actually significantly down from the last couple months for me. So I know a couple reasons for that. I haven't been posting as many reels on Facebook because I was trying to figure out how to post them to where they wouldn't go on my feed. I have a friend of mine who, when she posts hers, which I love Facebook for this because they make everyone's profile do different things. But when she posts hers, it only goes on her Reels tab. It doesn't go on her feed. And so I've been trying to figure out how to get that on mine because it can clog up my feed. I would love to post all of my reels every single day, but then it clogs up my feed. People don't, So anyway, I purposely have not done it because I was trying to figure that out. Looks like I don't know how, so I'm gonna have to just move on. But anyway, you can look at your content tab and see how many people it reached, right? Engagement, some things you're not going to get the number from. It just depends on Facebook's, because like I know people engaged with this live, but it won't actually show me the numbers. You can see how many people viewed it for 3 seconds, how long average people, how long people stayed on, your reach. But you go in this and you look and see, okay, so this one reached 3,274 people. Why? Do people just, like my husband that much? Or what time of the day did I post it? Was it my only post that day? Maybe if this was about a business topic, maybe people want to learn about that. Like why did it get so much more engagement? So you just have to look and see, but this helps you figure out what content performs best so you can create the same thing. This is one of my favorites, okay, the audience. So I told you in my 2 avatars, which like I said, these are my older avatars. I have new ones. I'm speaking to women. Not that I don't like men or, don't want to work with men. It's kind of funny because all of the franchisees I do social media management for are men, but all my coaching clients are women. But I'm speaking to a woman in my content, right? And a lot of times your avatar is going to be who you used to be or who you are currently that you want to help, right? Your avatar will usually reflect you. So this is good. Of my audience, 81% is women. That means I'm speaking to the right person. I have a client right now who went in her metrics and over 50% are men. So her content is only about 5% of your people actually see your content. And half of that's going to be the wrong avatar. So that's where she and I talked about, we got to clean up your friends list, right? We need to go through and start unfriending people. That's just the name of the game. You got to do it, right? And start friending the right avatar, start making connections with the right avatar. The age range, my average client's age range is between 35 and 55. I know that's a wide range, but originally I thought I would work more with people on the younger side just because I speak, I speak teenager, I got teen and all the things. But no, I really realized I like working with women that are, and I'm 32. So a lot of my clients are in their 50s and I enjoy working with them because a lot of times I'm able to break it down and I just from what I've been told, I make them, I don't make them feel like they're getting passed over or, I break it down where they can understand it because you got to think about generations that didn't grow up with Facebook, right? I didn't grow up with Facebook, MySpace came into my teenage years or whatever. But so I'm speaking to the right person here. My avatar is in that age range. And then you can even see locations. So it's funny, I live in Mississippi, but you don't even see Mississippi on here. I have a lot of Texans, countries. You can look at countries. I've even got some people from, different countries. So anyway, something to think about. But if you're not already in professional mode, I would recommend in your account, put it in professional mode so you can get those metrics, because that's going to help you. You got to analyze and pivot, analyze and pivot, analyze and pivot. Okay. If you're doing something and it's not working, give it 90 days. If it's still not working after 90 days, then it's time to change it up. Don't keep doing the same thing that's not working. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys get value out of today. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I would be happy to answer them for you. This is a topic that a lot of people struggle with. And I think it's just because they haven't taken the time to figure out who is their avatar, right? And you can have multiple avatars. I have multiple avatars. The person I work with in my academy is not the same person that I work with for consulting, or that I work with for in my network marketing company. They're just not the same people all the time. So you can have multiple avatars if you have multiple offers too. So don't be afraid of that as well, of speaking to multiple people. You just need to make sure in your content, you're speaking to one person at a time. So maybe if you have two different people, two different avatars, maybe on Monday and Tuesday, you speak to this avatar, and Tuesday, Wednesday, you speak to this one. And let me know if y'all have any questions about that. So, all right, guys, I am hopping off. I'm about to go onto my profile and talk, master resale rates course that I just launched on Monday. I have a lot of questions, so I'm going to do a Q&A session over there. So if you're interested in it, join me over there. And if you have any questions, I'll see you guys later.